El Salvador could become the first country in the world to make Bitcoin legal tender. President Nayib Bukele announcing he will propose a bill to the country's Congress this week. El Salvador has a high poverty rate and very low public spending on health and welfare, for example. Now, many Salvadorans are dependent instead on remittances from family living abroad, money transfers that make cryptocurrency look attractive.
El Salvador's president picked the perfect place to unveil his country's crypto plans, the Bitcoin trade show in Miami. Lots of visitors were hoping to hear good news about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. President Nayib Bukele's pre-recorded video message was created especially for the trade fair and was well received.
I will send to Congress a bill that will make Bitcoin a legal tender in El Salvador. In the short term, this will generate jobs and help provide financial inclusion to thousands outside the formal economy.
70% of El Salvador's inhabitants don't have a bank account. Low-income groups in particular rely on family members working abroad to send money home. This often involves significant fees and time. Bitcoin transfers can be done inside a few minutes and inexpensively, according to President Bukele. But there are risks, like volatility. The value of one Bitcoin skyrocketed this year to over $64,500 before plummeting by more than 40%. El Salvador doesn't actually have its own currency. It uses the US dollar, and it will continue to do so along with Bitcoin.
All right, Christy Platson with DW Business joins me for more on this. Christy, good to see you. El Salvador is a poor nation. What does this idea to bring in Bitcoin as legal tender, what does that mean for normal Salvadorans? Do we know?
Yeah, hi, Stephen. So, I mean, as we heard in the video, what El Salvador is dealing with, or the economic situation there, is that about a quarter of Salvadorans live actually outside of the country, and a lot of these people send money back home, money that they've earned abroad. Now, this money accounts for around 20% of El Salvador's GDP, so a very significant amount. And yeah, what the president hopes to accomplish by adopting Bitcoin as legal tender is to cut down on the time this takes, on the cost this takes. Currently, it's the case that to send that money, a lot of people have to go to money transfer services. They might have to pick the money up physically. Often there's fees as much as 10% or even higher. So by using Bitcoin and cutting all of this out, the country stands to regain a lot of that lost value. Now, on the other hand, is the infrastructure there for regular people in El Salvador to buy food, to pay rent with Bitcoin? I mean, it's certainly not there right now. So the question will be whether this will develop quickly enough for it to be of use for them.
Christy, you've been looking at this and sort of measuring the pros and the cons here. Do we know which side outweighs which? What can you sort of tell us here?
Yeah, right. Well, as I already mentioned, you know, there is the economic gains that the country stands to win. On the other hand, Bitcoin is notoriously volatile. This is really not a quality that you want in a money that you are going to use on a widespread basis. I mean, people need to know that when they go to pay their mortgage or to pay a tuition fee, that their money is going to be worth what they expect it to be worth. And you know, we saw Bitcoin rising as high as $65,000 earlier this year, now dropping 25,000 below that in just a few months. So that's a really big con, and that's something that is going to have to be watched going forward.
We know that cryptocurrency exchange took off in a lot of countries this past year, especially African countries where there may be weaker currencies. To what extent are they watching what's going on in El Salvador? Will that be tempting for them to follow suit?
I would say a lot of people are going to be very interested in what's going on there. I mean, in countries like Nigeria, for example, that's a top 3 country in terms of people using Bitcoin there, you know, up there with the US and Russia. So, of course, a lot of people are going to be keen to see an adoption like that. That's fair for any person living in a country where the financial system is unstable. Now, that being said, a lot of the African governments, the last thing they want is a more decentralized financial system, and that's exactly what adopting Bitcoin would be giving them. So I think we're going to be expecting pushback on a government level still there for a while.
All right, we'll keep our eyes on it. Christy Platson with DW Business, thank you.
Thanks.